Right on time, right on time. How you doing?
Good. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Let me do my intro and then we can go right into it.
Okay.
All right, welcome everyone to another episode of Live Nation Presents Meet the Execs. I'm your host, Brandon Pankey, and today we have a very special guest, Vice President of A&R for Interscope, GEF, and A&M, Miss Caroline Baroline Diaz. Caroline, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's go right into it. If you can, just walk us through your journey. How did you end up becoming a Vice President of A&R, one of the top labels in the industry?
All right. So my name is Baroline. My name was given to me by YG. I'm gonna just put it out there. But my real name is Caroline, but people call me Baroline.
I'll call you Caroline.
I'm
Go
20
for it.
years old. I'm from New York, Washington Heights, Dykeman. I'm Dominican. So a little bit about my story is kind of fun because
Okay.
within my story is a lot of hustle. So probably like probably like 6 years ago, Puff had put up a post on Instagram and on Twitter, and it was just like, "Hey, do you want to be the next brand ambassador for the Raw Music Conference?" And I was so broke, like I had no money. I was like probably like I had to be like 17 at the time.
Hmm.
I was in college, like going into college. So I was in college. I had applied and they were like, you didn't get it. But my friend got it. So I called her, I'm like, can you send me the link that they sent you to do the next conversation? And she sent me the link. I had applied and I got it. It was
Hmm.
so weird. Like I like tricked the system. I got my homegirl's link. She sent it to me and I did that. Then I bought like a Spirit airline flight, which is like $2. I went to Miami. Like it was like a freaking mess. I stayed in a room with four people that I didn't know that were also supposed to be at the Revolve Music Conference, and I know all of them still. And when I'm there, I'm just hustling, meeting a bunch of people, and I ran into this lady named Marilyn. And Marilyn at the time was like the right hand to Puff. Like she was running all the Ciroc activations and everything. So when I seen her, I met her one day at 4040. I'm like, yo, I need a job. I need an opportunity.
Right.
She was like, oh, whatever. I got you. I got you. You know how people that's busy give the runaround.
Hmm.
So she was like, give me the runaround. So then I seen her that night and I was like, I'm going to be with you all day. She was like, you can only be with me for like 30 minutes. And I was like, all right, whatever. So I was following her, took an elevator. And when we got upstairs, it was like Puff, Andre Harrell, Don C, like everybody at this
Yeah.
party, like everybody. I'm like, how the fuck did I get in here? Excuse my language.
You good? You good?
When I get there, everybody's like all these people that's in music, and I'm just like, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm Marilyn's assistant. I don't even know her. Like she don't even know me. After that day, I told everybody I was Marilyn's assistant. Next day, Marilyn hired me to be her assistant. Marilyn hired me. We went on the whole Bad Boy tour. I was in charge of like Mama Combs, like making sure Mama Combs was good, Justin Combs, the whole Combs family, Kim, everybody, rest in peace, Kim. I was in charge of hiring all the Ciroc girls and getting all the activations for Ciroc, all of that. And then I also worked like on Hip Hop Honors. So I did all of this with EMVE Management Group, which was with Marilyn.
Okay.
Then after that, like we kind of parted ways, and this is a relationship things always come back. Somebody I knew, Brittany, that was in a program called the Ween Academy. She was leaving Def Jam to work for Young Jeezy. She had called me. She's like, "There's an assistant job at Def Jam. Do you want to work here?"
Hmm.
And I was like, "I guess, like, whatever. It's a way to get my foot in the door." So I go for a week. I was horrible. Like I was like messing up getting lunch orders, all of that. I was like, oh my God. Like I was like, they're not gonna hire me.
Right.
So they're like bringing people in to interview them for the position I'm there sitting for. So I was like, whatever, forget Def Jam. I don't want to work here anyways. So
Hmm.
I was like, all right, bye. See y'all later. Like y'all wanted me for a week. I'm here for a week. I'm out. They were like, nah, we want you to stay. We want you to be like a temp. We'll find a job for you.
Hmm.
So I was literally at Def Jam. Like you walked into Def Jam, you saw me at the door, like hustling. Like I was a little like I used to wear like red hair weaves that were like long and pink, and then I had like a strong Dominican accent. I was just like that girl, so everybody knew me. I didn't even know how to answer a phone.
Right. Damn.
So when the artist was coming in, like they had to see me, and I would just be like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Baroline," and then I knew YG and all of that, and I would just build relationship with the artist. And like if there was a party, I'll do the door, so people knew that they had to get into the party. They had to see me,
Right.
so that's how I build relationships. Then I started like finding artists. Like I was like Queen Aja. I knew that she was gonna blow. Like I
Hmm.
was telling people to sign these artists, but nobody would listen to me because I was just the girl, the
Right.
little Spanish girl at the door. And then the artist started signing, and I previously knew Sweetie from like one of my friends, and Sweetie used to tell me she wanted to be a rapper, and I used to work at Def Jam, so she kind of like was like, "What's up?" Like, but I was embarrassed that I didn't have no pool because I couldn't get her signed. I'm just working at the door, so stuff like that is funny to me. So I was working in urban promotions radio.
Hmm.
I had told my boss Ronnie Sheely, I'm like, I need to be an A&R. Like, can't I just need somebody to believe in me? Like, please, somebody just give me a chance.
Right.
So we flew out here probably like I want to say 3 years ago, 3 or 2 years ago, and it was BT weekend, and I was working in the radio room, and we went out, and Ronnie introduced me to Sean Holiday Tubby, who's at Columbia.
Hmm.
I was like, and he was like, "Yo, this is this girl. She works for me." And I was like, "What's up?" I said, "Tomorrow I'm gonna see you. I'm pull up on you." Like, okay, so we went to the Four Seasons. And like he from New York, I'm from New York, and like our aura, we connected. And I just had this energy, and he was like, "All right, I'm gonna hire you, kid." Blah blah blah. But he was giving me the runaround.
Hmm.
So then I started pressing his phone, like, "Is you gonna hire me or you not?"
Right.
He was like, "I'm gonna give you $150. You find the rest, and you fly to LA, and we have a meeting." And I was like, "Ma, please, like, please, I need to go to LA." He cash out me the money. I still got it on my cash app. Cash at me. I came out here. I met with him. He was like, "I'm gonna give you the job." And at that time, I did meet with Interscope
Hmm.
for temp position, which is so crazy. 2 years ago, I met with them for a temp position, and they were like, and I remember my boss now, Joey Nicole, were like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to be an A&R." And they were just like, like I didn't have nothing to prove, so it was just off word and hustle. Fast forward later, Tubby ended up hiring me at Columbia. And I was like, I know nothing about A&R music. I just knew I had an ear and I could find music. So now I got the job. I
Hmm.
got the job, but I don't know how to do shit. I don't
Right.
know nothing. I don't know how to put a record out. I don't know a producer. I knew 3 producers I found on Instagram, and I love them to them. I don't even talk to them no more, but I know who my 3 producers was that I hit.
Hold up. Before you keep going, explain to those that aren't in the industry. When you say you want to be an A&R, what does it mean to be an A&R?
A&R is like a person who seeks talent, develop talent. Like it's just for me, it's like I do everything.
Hmm.
So I'm just like involved in every element of making tracks and records and finding talent and artist development and just building an artist project.
Yep. Dope. All right. Finish your story. My bad. I just wanted to
So
make.
I got the job.
Yeah.
I'm at Columbia Records. I'm like, oh, I got this job. I'm popping. They was paying me some money. I'm taking the train. I think I'm shit. I'm taking the train, all of that. I get the job. I ended up with Tubby. We signed Polo G at Columbia, and it was like amazing. Polo G is one of my favorite artists now.
Hmm.
And then, some things happen, and I ended up leaving Columbia.
Okay.
They're killing it right now. They have like a bunch of amazing acts. I end up going to Interscope. And when I go to Interscope, I went to Interscope because I just felt like a lot of the A&Rs that are there, like from Sycamore, Tim,
Hmm.
Push Rod, Nicole, who's my boss, like I already had like a connection with them, like friendship connection, and we knew each other through passing. But
Yep.
me and Nicole were actually friends. Like my boss and me, we have a relationship, a friendship, past work.
Hmm.
I ended up going there, and then my first artist is the baby, which is
Crazy.
like what the baby did in 1 year is like you haven't seen in a long time. He was nominated for a Grammy. He won Best New Artist at BET Awards. He performed at Saturday Night Live
Mhm.
with Jennifer Lopez. He did Jimmy Fallon like 5 times. He was on every feature from Lizzo to Little Nas X. Like what the baby did in a year was like insane.
Mhm.
And then it was just like, damn, here you got the job. And I have a funny story about the baby that mixing and mastering is a part of putting out a record. You have to mix the song and master it and put it out.
Mhm.
And one day I called him and I'm like, I gotta turn in the mix. But
Mhm.
I really didn't know. And he was like, you don't turn in the mix, you turn in the master. And I was like, yeah, you know what I meant? Like it was like little
Right.
stuff that like he taught me a lot while he was growing as an artist. I learned so much with that team, with like with South Coast Music Group and all of them, like Arnold and Carter and that team, like they killed it and they still killing it. We're still doing numbers. And yeah, now I'm there and I have amazing artists, which from developing acts to big acts. I have Moneybag Yo. I just started working with him. I love working with him. I have Little Papa who just dropped the project today, the deluxe of his project, which is amazing. I have Anne Marie who is a superstar and I think she's gonna be the biggest artist of 2021, like in R&B. I call her like a young mix of Keisha Cole meets Aaliyah. Like she just is like, and I fought to get that deal. That's my heart and soul. So I love Anne Marie.
Mhm.
I love all my artists. Justin Rari, um, Stunner, Black Zach. I have this kid named Young K. I don't want to miss nobody. Let me circle back. I don't want to miss nobody. I have this girl named Sally Sosa from Houston, who's a rock star. I just have a lot of acts, and everybody is different in their own form. Some artists are going to be big next year. Some artists are big now, but it
Mhm.
all takes time and me as an executive to believe in their talent and see how what it's going to take to get them to the next level. And that's my job. Oh, and somebody in the comments just mentioned an artist.
Mhm.
One of them. A couple people is mentioning an artist, and I'm not going to mention the artist because when we drop, it's gonna shut the music industry down. And it's this artist we just signed. We're trying to plan it to be a big rollout. That's why I haven't put people know that I'm associated with it. Now,
Mhm.
shout out to Nigel, shout out to my CMG family. But when it comes out, it's gonna be big. I'm very particular. I want it to be done the right way. And of course, Smooth Al from Brooklyn. But yes, being an A&R, like it's a lot of different artists and a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, and I'm learning how to balance my personal life with business. And it ain't all cute. It ain't on Instagram and being popping and being on at the Grammys. Like there's a lot of hard work that comes into it. You're dealing with real stuff. You're dealing with artists that their friends, something may happen to one of their close friends
Mhm.
or like they're dealing with real situations, you know what I mean? So it's just a lot. And I gotta be their backbone and I gotta make sure that my artist is happy because if I just sign an artist to the label to just sign it and just to prove that I could get the deal, that's cool.
Right.
But there's work to be done. Like it has to, if my artist fails, I fail as an executive.
Mhm. What does that mean? You said there's work to be done. Like, what does it take to be an A&R?
I mean, it just takes hustle, dedication, wanting to see your artist grow because like I had the baby. The baby was huge, but he was an artist that was already blowing up. So we added fuel to the fire. But it's artists that I'm signing that are like small acts that we have to get to the baby's level. We have to get to those big artists. We need them at the Grammys too. So it's just me trusting that it takes time and effort and the willingness of an artist to be like, I want to be the next biggest thing. So it's just everybody has to bring hustle because some artists get signed to a label and they're like, well, I'm signed. And it's like, cool, you signed, but there's a lot of work to be done. Like, you have to put in the work, you have to put in the overtime. You can't be lazy. You got to be willing to work. That's the only time that that's always gonna work. And my assistant Bella is commenting like Bella is like a rock star. Like so
Mhm.
I don't even know how she handles it. We have 10 projects coming out right now, and it's like I'm like she can't even understand what I'm texting because I may ask her about one artist, I have to ask her about another one, and it's like it's a lot of hard work. And Yeah, I wouldn't be nowhere. I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be in LA. I wouldn't have this life if it wasn't for my artists believing in me, because they also have to believe in me
Right.
and believe in my craft. So,
Let me ask you something, because you said you're managing 10 projects right now. Earlier
mhm.
on in the conversation, you were like, you're trying to balance, the personal life with the business. And trust me, I know about that. How do you find that balance? Because it's something, particularly in music.
I don't have it right now.
That's it.
It's
Yeah.
like up and down. It's a roller coaster. Like I have my tribe of people that I just love. Like I have my people that work in the music industry. That's like my tribe. Like Sherry Bryant, who's the co-president at Rock Nation. Latrice, that's at Island. Manny, my boss. Like I have my tribe of people that work in the music industry that I know have been through what I'm going through, and I can have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Then I have my homegirls that is like, yo, this is what we talking about, and it's straight off work. Like one of my best friends, Jade, she don't even know what's going on in the music industry. I'll be putting her on. So it's good to have somebody in my life that I'm like, hey girl, this. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about, but she's there to support me and be my friend. And that's the most important, is having balance. Even for artists, like sometimes I was just having a conversation with one of my artists that it's like sometimes you're on social media all day and you're just reading through the comments and you're just all the negative comment. Like I'm like, if you wasn't popping, they wouldn't be talking about you. But sometimes you gotta be like, you know what, I'm gonna just put the phone down and do what I gotta do, because social media will fuck you up, and then you'll be lost, and it's behind people that don't have nothing going on, and sometimes you get sidetracked by stuff like that. So sometimes turning off a switch, like sometimes I gotta just put my phone down and be like, and even my mentor Sherry, she's like, you don't gotta answer every text message right away. Sometimes Baroline may need 10 minutes to be like, let me breathe in, let me breathe out, and then now I'll answer your text message. Because
Yeah.
sometimes when you're out in the moment and you rushing and you trying to beat deadlines in this, you may lose track of yourself. Maybe Baroline may need 2 or 5 seconds for herself.
Hmm.
She got to do.
Exactly. So hold on, you're 25, right?
Yeah.
25. Do you feel like you go through any type of ageism or sexism because you're a woman of color, you're young, and you're a vice
I
president?
think,
Yeah.
I mean, the boys love me. Like, I'm always around men. I'm
Mhm.
in the industry with just men around me. And I walk in the room, and sometimes, like, the guys be like, sometimes I'm aggressive. Like, if I walk in the room, somebody may think because of how I look and how I dress, like, oh, that may be his girl. I'm not going to acknowledge her. And I'll be like, what's up? Like, this kind of my session. Like, hey, nice to meet you. Because sometimes people may think like you the shorty, or you dating the artist, or this or that. Most people know who I am because I'm working hard for people to know who I am. But sometimes, there's going to be people that's going to try you. But I've been blessed to work with men that respect me. Like, I love my artists. They're like, I only have boys. Now I have 2 girls. But like the guys, like, they all respect me. Like Stunner, I love him. If somebody says something, Stunner will be like, don't do that. Like, they check people if they need to be checked. But I don't really think I have an issue. I just feel like what I do feel is like I want to see more women in the room when I walk in. Like I want to see, like, there's an engineer at Paramount in LA. Her name is Liz, and a bunch of artists love to work for her, and she's a woman. And it's like it feels so good to be like, look at Liz sometime when somebody crack a joke or something like these guys, or like I just want to see more women in the room. I want to see more female producers. I want to see more female writers, engineers, everything. Like I want to walk in the room and be like, oh, there's a lot of women here, because in the music industry it's male dominated. So
Mhm.
it's like I'm always trying to empower women. Like
Yeah.
I want to do a mentorship, but it's like I'm so busy with my work, but I'm trying to find time to groom young women, because I'm a girl from the hood that just got an opportunity because somebody believed in me.
Yeah.
Sometime along the way, I want to be able to be like even for internships at labels, I wish that you didn't need college credit, or you didn't have to be in college, because it's like maybe the girl that's down the street from the hood that can't afford to go to college, she need a job, she just need an opportunity. So sometimes we need to find ways to allow opportunities to these people that aren't in school, that are probably older than the age of being in college, to just give them opportunities. So hopefully one day that will happen. Or I'll just sneak you in my office and give you opportunity how they used to do with me. But I don't know.
No, but I think that I think it's important to say, and I'm going off of the interview for a minute. You talked about having a mentorship program, but you're too busy. I think that's a part of the work. You know what I mean? Having somebody like you create that mentorship program. How else do you think, you know what I mean, more women can be in the room? Like what will it take so that when you walk into the room, into a conference room or a meeting, you see more women around the table?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just feel like we kind of live in a generation where I personally see that a lot of people don't have hustle, and a
Mm,
lot of people are so comfortable with just following the norms of what's hot. Like a lot of people just do the same thing. A
yeah.
lot do the same thing, and a lot of people want to be an executive, but they want it fast. They want to be an executive overnight. Like I mean, I got it fast, and but I worked, like I did the steps to hustle to get where I'm at. Like you have to do the work to be in these rooms. So you have to have hustle,
Yep.
you have strength, and you gotta have prayer in your system because that's the only way you're gonna get to that level.
Yeah.
So, it's just you gotta put the work in and you gotta be willing to work. And if you hear that somebody has an internship but you want to get paid, like maybe get the internship. Maybe that person could get some money for you in the
Hmm.
long run. Everything is not money.
Right.
So it just being comfortable to take the steps to get to the next level. If you're not comfortable in your own skin and you're not comfortable being uncomfortable,
Mhm.
you ain't gonna make it in the music industry. You're not gonna get those opportunities.
I think you sort of answered my next question. Is that what you would say to the next Baroline that wants to be in this industry, that wants to be in it?
I would say to the next Baroline, don't ever change who you are. Be yourself. Don't change your voice. Don't change your accent. Don't change your attitude. And treat everybody with respect. Because when I first came into the music industry, I was like, oh my God, they're not going to like me. I'm loud. I'm crazy. I'm just me.
Hmm.
And that kind of was my advantage because every time people met me, they remembered me. And it's just like I came in the room and I wasn't like, hey, so my name is Baroline. And I was always myself. You
Hmm.
have to be yourself. I don't want you be yourself. Like that's the most important thing. It don't matter whether you want to be in music, whether you want to do anything. You have to be yourself because that's who you got to live with all the time.
Right.
So it's just like that's that's that was a good question. Yeah.
Cool.
Yourself, and I've been very proud to just be me. And I tell the publicist at Interscope all the time, I'm like, do I do bad on these panels? And he's like, no, they love you. Like, they're like, keep going. And I'm just like, you sure I got to tone it down? He's like, no, because that's you. And
Hmm.
I'm trying to be somebody. And then when you meet me, you're like, oh, she is a mess. So, you know.
Any releases we should be looking out for? Any new music you want to shout out before we go?
Everybody that's on here, if y'all love me and y'all want to follow me, sorry, my phone is on 10%. You're going to download Papa's new project, Evergreen Wild Child 2, the deluxe. Mm, let's see, let's see. Can I say something that's going to drop? I don't know. I can't. I don't want to say nothing, but I have a lot of projects that's going to drop. I got like 8 projects that's about to drop. So some are developing acts, some are new acts. Then I have like 3 huge projects that's in the works, big features. I just want you guys, if you guys support me and follow me, to support my artists. And my DMs are always crazy with artists sending me music. I want to tell you something. I don't want to see that. Please stop spamming me. Be creative in the way you want to reach me. Like, you want to talk to me, I'm going to respond. If you're creative in the way that you be like, yo, Baroline, I made a website so you can see it's called Baroline.com. Please go see this. Like, be creative. Like, the whole spamming thing is like super annoying. Like, I'm not clicking that. I might block somebody because it's just like, just be creative in the way and just work hard. If you're working hard, it's gonna get in front of me. Be sure it's gonna come. People are gonna send it to me. So it's just work hard. Yeah, you want me to give advice to artists?
It's your world right now. We gotta,
No, just be, be yourselves. I don't know.
all good. No, Baroline, yo, thank you. Thank you for making
Did I
time.
do a good job?
You did an amazing job. We fuck with you, Live Nation Urban. So thank you so much. You even got me cursing on this joint. So thank you.
Oh my God, I want you to get fired. Live Nation, y'all gotta do some stuff for my artists. We gonna chat because we need some exclusivity with you guys. But I appreciate you for using this platform. Anybody that wants to contact me, DM me, follow me. I'm available. I might get on live after this if you guys have questions, but I gotta run real quick. But I would love for you guys to tag me if y'all listen to Papa's Project. That'll make my day. Just listen to Papa's Project, stream it, download it, everything. And Brandon,
Yeah,
nice to meet you. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing weekend with your family. It's a long weekend, I think. But
not for us, but thank you so much.
all right,
Exactly.
bye, you guys.
Meet the execs. We'll be back next week. Thank you again, Baroline. Appreciate you.
Bye.